tripping. That's what she was doing.
And then on top of that, you got Oprah out here.
But you know what, y'all? You can really tell that these people, like Oprah and the rest of them, like they don't even. It's like they're robots. They don't even own themselves. They don't own their voice. They don't own anything. They can't even think for themselves. That's what happens when you sell your soul.
Don't say robots, man. I watched motherfucking Mitch McConnell 2 weeks ago. They had to pry this nigga. They had this nigga so old, man. They had to literally remove both of his hands from the podium, and they had to turn this motherfucker around. I said, what the fuck?
What about your president in the bushes?
Be quiet, Debo. Mitch McConnell was so froze, I thought my TV was froze. I turned the channel, turned back, that motherfucker was still stuck. I say, they need to put an age limit on the Senate, man.
Hey, Derek.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Miss McConnell, old motherboard went down.
That nigga was froze, man. Froze solid, bro.
Well, by y'all should saw y'all president all in them bushes. I'm like, where's he going? Why you all up in them bushes?
Hey man,
they done made a mockery out of the White House, bro. I mean, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I mean, I feel like the people of this country need to come together and petition to put a limit on being in the Senate.
Yes.
It's a problem when you got senators who've been in there for 40, 50 fucking years, man. Y'all old as fuck, and the world is steady evolving and getting newer and getting younger and technology, and y'all stuck on these old slave ship ass ways of living.
Maxine Waters.
Yes.
Man. And Nancy Pelosi.
Pelosi.
That motherfucker, that Mitch McConnell, I'm telling you, man, the dude was so stuck to the goddamn podium. They said they had to like lift every finger off of that motherfucker to turn him around, and he still was stuck. He pulled the TD Jakes. They told somebody say, "Hey, I know it might be too early for the joke." But they say the engineer at TD Jakes Church, they said the engineer in TD Jakes Church had told him in his ear that Diddy had asked the investigator for a steak or some shit. They say he's about to talk. They say Diddy asked him for a meal. He about to get ready to talk. Say TD Jakes just started. But it was messed up to see him like that. But what he said, but then at the same time, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm truthfully giving y'all my honest opinion, man. I didn't take it to be real, and I can be but it's just why now the timing, and you know how many people in that church then gave. If they were giving 500, they gave 1,000.
Well, I'm going to say this here. With everything this man is dealing with, but this is not his first time dealing with a heart attack. He's had several heart attacks.
They didn't diagnose it as a heart attack?
No, they said they think it's a stroke.
A stroke.
They thinking. When medical technology start thinking?
Well, they said they think it's a stroke or a seizure, but nobody has confirmed because nobody from the family has come back and told anyone. They haven't said anything.
When he sat his ass in that church and he saw what Rob was going through, he should have been praying for this man.
I believe that. I definitely say that. And like the one that Jamal Bryant gonna get his too. He gonna get that line there. He gonna get that line wonder. He gonna get his.
Oh, he had Jimmy Neutron up in his church.
You know what though? TD Jakes didn't even really, even though he was caught up in, like, I feel like more churches should speak out or whatever, but I think a lot of those churches, and with him being, he hasn't even really spoke on Diddy. And I say this, I just feel like,
you know why,
prayers, but listen at what I'm saying. Yeah, but no. Like, here's my thing with that. Like, you know, and here's my thing. I think people don't understand just because he's a pastor. Now, mind you, my family, we have parties and different things like that. My uncle attends a certain party now with his freak offs and all these other things. Now that's a different story. But listen though, no, listen at what I'm saying. I feel like, and this is my own personal opinion. You know, he was a mentor to Diddy, like as far as a mentor, pastor. And I think like some people, like before I judge this man on anything, because he has to, if whatever he got going on, that's between him and God. And I understand that he's a public figure, but my thing is with that is you take a picture with somebody, because if that's the case, we got to say the same thing about women that have taken pictures with Kales. Just because you take a picture with someone, or just because, or even they may have attended the party, but that doesn't necessarily mean that because this man attended a party that puts him in the bed with Diddy. Like these people, that they going too far.
Well, let me say this here. Diddy, Rob, I'm gonna say not Diddy. I mean, his children. I do know that his children, they were closer to Diddy than he was. He came around as a mentor because Diddy said he needed a mentor.
Spiritual.
And he needed a spiritual mentor. Now, all of the other stuff, I don't know nothing about, but I can honestly say this here. When it comes to Jamal Bryant, I contact this man. And that man said he was going to see Rob and he was going to be praying for him. And next thing I know, he got Tim Savage and old Zulu and all of that crap up in the pulpit doing the extra. And then he gonna come up there trying to look like Rob, and you didn't even stop these people. And I just have a problem with that. I got a problem with him.
We lost. We have our the black community has lost the thing that anchored the community together from back in the day. When you wouldn't have had no riot and the Rodney King riot if it wasn't for powerful, influential black people back then coming out and saying, oh, we got to do something. Nowadays, we got a lot of our black people that sit up in those positions. They are afraid to come down.
Well, they gonna have to come down. Oh, they coming down.
But they would rather they'll rather not speak and let their silence. They don't understand. It's your silence. In certain times, it comes a time when you can't be silent, especially when it's like wrongdoing. And you don't gotta defend nobody, but you can come out and say, we want to see it that this person get a fair chance.
And especially by they know. I'm using for example. I know these people know, these pastors know that the BOP, all the crap, because we have posted this mess everywhere, how the BOP violated this man's rights and utilizing and getting all of his phone calls, his phone records. Robert has even come out and spoke on it. If you don't say something, then that means you in agreement with what the government is doing. And when it seems as though you're in agreement with what the government is doing, what you find out happen, they're gonna start doing it to more of us. Which is what they did to Diddy. They did Diddy the same way just the other day.
They're gonna keep taking us down.
But
they're gonna keep taking our influential people down one by one. And it ain't just started with Diddy, Kels. This shit didn't start with Sam Cooke. It didn't start with before then. It's been going on since the beginning of any black man having a voice. When you go all the way back to these documentaries that they doing now, talking about Fred Hampton, and they talking about all these other black people that came out and spoke and had a voice and could gather people together. Like Unc always talking about it. Like they made Tupac the chairman of the new Black Panther Party. He became a threat because he had the ability to round people up and make it and get people to listen. And that's something that they didn't want to do. And now what we have, a lot of our young kids, they have no respect for elders. Ain't no such thing as OGs no more. Because guess what? The OGs say, "Fuck it, I'm done talking," because it don't help or it ain't gonna do nothing. So they just remove themselves. And now you got kids out here that's just they doing what they want to do. No respect. Like I seen a kid cuss out an old lady the other day, and I'm sitting here looking like if that was my son. If that was my son, they had me in the police car. I had my foot so far up his ass, he'll be going to the police station with me.
But you know
Ain't
what,
no
y'all?
way.
Yeah. And what you saying too, like, like a lot of the, people or black people that's in, certain positions, and they're scared to say things. So it goes to show you color means nothing, because we have a president now that was willing to take a bullet for everybody. He didn't look at a color or anything. So in my opinion, we have, like I said before, like the Al Sharptons. He's supposed to be the face or the
Oh
voice for
my
the
God.
blacks.
That
And
motherfucker looked like a fucking a sucker. Little bit
yeah,
ass body, big ass head, bobblehead, fucking. I mean,
And
shit.
all he
I like.
do is get behind that pulpit and lie
And
and
guess
and
what?
use the scripture
And
to
how much
lie.
Kamala paid him? 350,000.
no, that was Roland. She paid him. I
I
think
thought
she
No,
she
that was
paid
paid him
rolling
Al
money.
She
500,000.
paid
350.
him 500.
He played five. He got 500.
God
Yep.
damn. A nigga that's about to croak over, she done
He
paid
need to
him
get him
come out
another.
here.
He need to get him another BBL or get himself reincarnated because he look like a ball on somebody's ass.
Don't lie, bro.
That's
Boy,
why I say, like, I know a lot of times when, like, on our channel, we talk about Trump a lot on our channel, but when just making a point, like, it's the people that look like us that we have to be afraid of. The people
Thank
that
you.
don't look like us are the ones that's willing to take a bullet
mhm.
for us.
Cause I see
And I'm
it
saying for
right now.
all
Jesse
people.
Jackson right now, man, shit. He lined Martin Luther King up. Goddamn, it wasn't no motherfucker. It wasn't no white man. Shit, it was niggas. When they
He
talk
looking
about,
low.
you see this shit right
Yep.
now. When you talk about Fred Hampton, it was a snitch that the man he poisoned the man because he didn't want the man to feel the goddamn pain. He didn't want the man to be alive when they came to kill him. But he knew they was coming to kill him. So what he did as a nigga, he instead of telling him, "Hey, get you and your wife, y'all need to get out of town," he went and poisoned the man and killed him. You
Well,
know what I'm
that's like
saying?
old Brandon Johnson over there. That dude there, he just those sellout. I'm like, dude, can you go sit down somewhere and get these people what they ask for? They want you to just be removed. Be ye removed.
I don't trust no nigga with no gray hair and a mohawk. Hell with it. Hell
Y'all, I'm sorry. Do y'all think that dude is related to Baby Powder Johnson?
Maybe.
I don't know. I know he's extremely.
a
He's
lot of the
arrogant.
John is
He's
related.
very arrogant.
Yeah, he's very arrogant. He's
And
very
a
arrogant.
liar too, because he campaigned on one thing and now he's saying something totally different. Dude, you a straight liar.
He
Now
got
watch.
you know
Watch
what?
What
next
about
term when the
what about
Democrats, when they run again, the next term, watch what I tell you, that he have a position in the cabinet. Like, what this is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these people, if you look at them and how he's bucking against uh um Trump, as far as like saying he's not gonna do away, like he's a coon and a puppet for the Democratic Party. If you anytime you do things in the favor of them and you going along with them, it's just trying to build your resume to be dirty, like that
But let
we
me tell
have
you,
this.
sis, them people they can hang it up. They times are up. That's over.
Yep.
They done.
Let me
But
lay
you
this out.
go ahead,
You make
lay it down, man. Lay it
me
down.
help me out. Walk with me, brother Crux. Walk with me. Listen to me very closely, you all. Anytime an individual, human being, exercises their free will and their power choice, which all of us have, and you run faster than God's timing,
Hmm.
All of God's red flags that he's trying to send you, you will see only in the blue. And the words of our ancestors, Big Mama, used to always say, "You doing too much. You need to slow down. You need to go sit down somewhere because you're moving too much.
Acting fast.
You are moving faster than what God's timing is. All his red flags that he's always sending you, you never discern. You will see everything in the blue. You're just moving too fast. Because, see, you get caught up in this system and how this world is moved. But when you in God's timing, you slow everything down. So now you get a clear view. You have clarity, in other words. There's an inner peace. There's a serenity in your soul. I yield back and let it breathe.
Yeah.
Ooh. Why you start something and don't never finish it?
In the in that case, you know, when we speak about people like Brandon Johnson, a wise quote say, "Pride come before the fall."
Ooh.
And see, he's not seeing the writing on the wall. And they use these, you know, that's why like they giving Trump all this hard time on he ain't got no black people in his cabinet, this, that, and the third. We don't deal with identity politics. We want people that's in position, that's gonna get the job done, that's qualified to get the job done.
Thank you, baby.
But you know what, Jeff? I'm a piggyback on a little bit on your point of what you just said. Every time well, Trump doesn't have any black people in his cabinet. You want to know one of the reasons why he don't have any black people in the cabinet? Because anybody black that gets appointed to him is going to automatically be demonized by Trump really quick.
Absolutely.
So it's
and
like,
I believe he go ahead.
Put black people in my cabinet to steal my plates and shit.
But and then you got to look on top of that. Look how many black people then turned their back on him.
Thank you.
We some of the most turncoat niggas. Listen, from Oprah Winfrey to Jesse Jackson to Al Sharpton to Steve Harvey to all these people that he helped funded that turned on him at a drop of a hat just because he switched his political position. I wouldn't trust no black people either.
But he told them.
Look, what I say, they can say what they want to say about Charleston White, but what Charleston White say? When did Trump become a racist? He didn't become a racist.
He did not.
Thank you.
Exactly.
He didn't become a racist until he ran for president. Charleston White laid that shit down. He said, "Man, Donald Trump did more for niggas than anybody ever did."
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
He like this man employed, paid, funded, all Charleston. They talk that shit about Charles White. He talk a lot of crazy stuff. He's a shock jockey. But when he's speaking the real, he's giving you factual information that you can fact check. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I tell people all the time, I say I don't get into I listen to y'all, Jeff, you know, everybody, Nisimo, all y'all, Shamika, about the presidents and all. I don't even know y'all talking about a cabinet. I don't even know what the hell y'all talking about. I don't know nothing about none of that because you know.
Well, you know what? Trump can use you. He can definitely use you.
But you know what, y'all? The sad part is
over the deep fry.
The sad part is, as a race, that's all they had to throw out there was racist, and we just gravitate. We be like a fly on crap, you know. We gravitate to that.
Shamika. It pisses me off. It pisses me off when I hear people talk about races, especially me being from Louisiana, the motherfucking sticks, the woods, growing up in segregation, you know, dealing with this shit. Like, and I hear people call somebody a racist. Like, do you know what the fuck you saw? Do you know what it means? What it is to be racist? Or do you think you know what it is?
They think they know.
You know, just y'all did. Oh, he talked. I said, well, the man clearly said all the undocumented immigrants got to go. So that means if you're a Mexican and you got your documentation, you good.
Right.
But
see, that's slow. But fine. That's why I said he can use you. Because see, those people that don't understand, that's real slow, that's still in the back of the bus, them the ones you gonna put on that bus and get them up out of here.
Hey, he need to take a couple of these niggas that's sitting on their ass
That
ain't
part
doing
right
nothing.
there. I just heard a lady say, he trying to take us back. Back where? What are you talking about, woman?
But again,
I didn't come. I was born and raised here. I'm a full-blooded, born, cornbread fed, not tub wash greens. My greens was washed on the stove. I'm saying in the sink and cooked on the stove. I don't know nothing about going back somewhere. So where am I going back to?
See, they don't. But see, not see they don't. But see, they don't know nothing about. They don't know nothing about cooking the cornbread in the cast iron skillet on top of the
Skillet,
stove.
baby.
You see
That
what I'm
black,
saying?
Fry that
that black
cornbread.
iron.
Don't
That
know
black
nothing,
iron.
don't know nothing about that hot water cornbread neither.
but you know what?
Tomatoes,
That
don't know
that
nothing about
no, it ain't cornbread, baby. That's cornbread. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about. That's cornbread.
cornbread. You know what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
What that white dude said that he had that motherfucking cornbread? He's like, you can't eat out without that motherfucking cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it take Donald Trump to tell you. He said, "Yeah, I eat my greens smashed up with my cornbread. I eat it with my hand." I said,
you know
"Talk
what I'm
about it then."
Gotta
saying?
put them
Mm-hmm.
ham hocks and them greens too.
Ooh,
Ooh,
baby.
Thanksgiving right around the corner.
Oh
Put
my
them
god!
gizzards in that dressing. If you ain't got no gizzards,
And
then you
that
might
dress,
put
hey,
old top
hey,
stuff.
hey.
That's the old top stuff. If you ain't got them gizzards in there,
I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to hear nothing
Man,
about
you
no
hey,
stove top.
Lex. You better not say nothing about no stove top stuffing in no black people house. You know that shit
Okay,
don't
hey,
go over.
not here anyway.
That everything made from scratch.
oh yeah,
Everything. Hey, they even want it now, cause baby, when we start cooking them chitlins and them pig's feet, can I get a little bit of that?
yes,
That
Uh,
Lord.
show smell good. I know it do.
my auntie had was married to this white guy, man, and I remember when we was young, he came up to the house. You know, my mama did the whole Thanksgiving spread, had chitlins and shit. You know, he messed around and had some of them dang on things. He was like, you know, those chitterlings are great. You said the whole thing. You sounded it out. Okay, let's go.
Man, one thing about it, man, culturally, man, that's something that we have, man, and we made our people made the best out of the least that we were given. And
Yes.
All the
and
time.
that's the beauty of it. But now we got our people who sit around and sit on their ass, don't want to do nothing, but got the most to fucking say. If you went to fucking work all day, you would be fucking tired and you wouldn't have shit to say. But the
Hey,
simple fact that somebody said this shit on social media today. They're like, man, social media be bored as hell until about 12 o'clock when all the unemployed people. Say, you know what? You right.
hey,
You
Vi,
right.
hey, Vi, can I drop a quick video for a laugh real quick, man?
Go ahead, man. I can't drop shit on here. You go ahead. I can't see.
I'm about to yield on about it here. I got to lay it down.
Since it's
Man, you
like
gotta lay down. You
Yeah,
ain't in no damn old folks home. You ain't gotta lay down.
I got
grab
5:30.
that video.
He got
No,
that early
hold
schedule, don't
on.
you? Huh?
What time you gotta be up?
I got to be at work at 5:30 in the morning. I leave out at 4.
I gotta be at work at 5:30 in the morning too. I get up at 4 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah.
brother,
Hey, I'm right with y'all.
I'm glad I work in corporate America. My
You
hours are
ain't
from
finna get
eight.
off. You can't escape this phone call, man. Cause you know it's been a while since we've been live. I need about 15 more minutes from you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going
Cause
live.
I need a good sermon before you leave here.
9 o'clock. Hey, we need you to 9 o'clock. At 8:55, everybody be quiet. Let Unc take us out of here with a word.
Oh yeah, and at 10 o'clock, y'all, you know, say come see me because we finna talk about some things, man. It's gonna be real.
Hey, Derek, where that nigga Noobs at, man?
He
Uh,
traveling.
yeah, he moving around. It's holiday season. He probably in PA somewhere. I ain't
Yeah.
hollering at
He
him.
traveling.
I
He's
just, I
he
just
on the
want
road.
to ask about Slim Shady, man. Dude, funny man.
Oh, dude's a fool, bro.
I call him Slim Shady, man.
Oh, fool, man. You know, I'm glad we found him, man. Because
I know
one thing
Noobs
I
is
can say about Noobs, he
real.
asks and want to know. He want to understand.
Yes.
He don't want to just, when we talk about the R. Kelly shit, like he's not one of those people that just like, damn, what I heard. He want to know the details, and when he listen, like me and him had a conversation, he can give an honest opinion. And then he can also say, man, if I wouldn't have never found this channel, or if I would have never heard this, based off what the media said, I thought it was done, but this man got railroaded. You know what I'm saying? But how many people, you got black people won't even admit that they was bamboozled.
But they won't even listen though, Vi. They won't take out the time to listen.
Cause they got them, they ain't got them prepaid phone no more. They can be on other shit.
yeah, they minutes don't run out.
They ain't trying to listen to us when they on reality TV watching baddies fighting shit. Look how disrespectful the media is, man. You ain't even got a good show on TV you can watch no more. Without women degrading themselves, fighting and all this other shit. Like, come on, man. Like, the world is really crumbling into, it's crumbling.
It's the fall. It's the fall. We're seeing another fall. We seen the fall. We read about the fall in the Bible. We're experiencing the fall right now ourselves.
You know what? It's amazing to me, like, to watch what I'm watching as far as media, because we grew up. Me, Niecy, Jeff, Lex, even you, Big Vi Muse for sure. J.
Hold on, what you mean, boy? I'm only 25 years old.
Okay,
oh shit. Lying, sitting over here just lying. Who he trying to catch? Who in this chat he trying to catch?
I'm a youngster. I'm the baby of the crew, man.
You don't need.
You sound like you're the oldest man in the crew.
You ain't got to be young to catch nothing young. You got to be like my age, like 46. That's when they come for you, bro. The stability.
Hey, Shamika, I tell them I'm the baby of the crew. I just start all the shit and go get my people. You see what I'm
saying? Hey, y'all. He not lying though, cause see, that's how the so-called friends start coming out here trying to defend themselves. Biden kicked that off, and now all of a sudden they like, oh hell no! I know he talking about me.
I gotta give credit to everybody that's here tonight, man. And like I say, man, it's been a minute since we had a live like this, and the crew and the channel was packed. And shout out to the chat. I tell people, man, shout out to the chat. If I've been missing y'all because of the conversation been so good, man, I want to say thank y'all so much for being here, listening to us, giving us the time. We're gonna get this thing structured, and we trying to format this thing to where we can get some consistency from, every channel get a day of the week, at least Monday through Friday, to where everybody go and show everybody love, and we bring the content. And Shamika and Jeff, Derek, Sir Miguel, who I'm missing, and not here. Sir Miguel, I'm putting the subpoena out for you, and I hate.
Yeah, because he been missing in action.
Yeah, I hate to have to send I don't know who I want to deliver it to you, but I'm gonna have to send a subpoena out to you because you ain't been over here. Lavish lady, I subpoenaed you. You ain't show up. I know you don't be on YouTube like that, but I'm gonna call you because we need to get you back here because you the first lady of the channel.
Yes.
In the program, you thing in order. We need you back over here. We revamping. We restart this thing up. We finna go back down memory lane and refreshing some people' memory, bring some new people on board. Because guess what? This is how it gotta be. I know I want to do the state of the culture, and I can choose Wednesday to be my day because I talked about it with Shamika and Jeff about the state of the culture, where we just talk about everything goes just the black culture, the culture, our cultural obligation, whether it be music, critic, hip hop, whatever we talk about. I think Wednesday will be a day that I would like to do that. But I also want to know what they got going on and what day they would like for me to come over and kick it on their channel to do, do it out. And then the same thing with Derek. Everybody. So we all can help each other.
Shadow wealth.
And I've always said it was never, me by myself, I'm nothing. But when I got y'all, it's harder to bring me down.
That's what's up, man.
That's indeed, man. Good to have you coming back. You've been back to back a couple days, and it's just good to see everybody, like you said, here tonight. I'm gonna try to tap in and get on over there to provoke thoughts. When this over with, I gotta make a quick little call so we make sure we support our brother over there.
Yes.
If you can. And
hey, bro, this shit been hot, man. Do y'all know? Last year, man, I tell people when we talk about this shit, and I'm not like a stranger to anything that I go through. Having to uproot my son, me leaving Texas, moving north, going through working job. Man, I worked a job for 2 months. Dude took all my money, never paid me, ran off. I mean, thousands.
Oh yeah.
Cars. I mean, just to go through so much to be tested, man. And when I tell y'all, I can look at myself a year later and say, damn, everything that I lost, I twice. And guess what? And I didn't. I've done it without even noticing it. Got back on my feet, got a good job, got into a union, working every day, got an apartment, got furniture, got my TVs, got my bed, got a table, got my refrigerator full of food, got a 2020 car, got a brand new, it ain't a brand new, but got me a Ford F-150 pickup truck. My kids happy, my kids eat, my kids got clothes. My mama
Tell your story, baby.
I'm okay. God made them pull me when I was at my lowest. No one ever knew it because I kept smiling. I kept coming on this app. I kept talking. I kept reaching other people. And God, you got to take some time for yourself. And then I disappeared and I put myself to work and pull myself up out of that dark spot. Because when I was going through it, I just felt like, man, you know what? It's something got to give. Something I'm not doing right, and the thing that I wasn't doing right, man, I wasn't focusing on me. I was so worried about everybody else and just trying to get everybody else and make sure everybody else happy, giving everybody else a word, looking out for everybody else. And when it was, I could have picked up this phone and called Nisimo. I could have picked up this phone and called JoJo, Trevin, Jeff, anybody else on this panel. I could have called. But you know what God said? You called the right person. You called on me.
I'm trying to tell
God,
you.
show me your way. God, can you just give me a sign of what I need to be doing? Man, I went and worked for that. I went and worked for a black. It wasn't a white man that fucked over me. It was a black man.
Black man.
Man, 2 months. The man got mad because I had something to say to him about not paying me on time and ran off with my
with the paper.
I'm just saying, like, you see, it's us. Like,
and then you wonder why you get your head split to the white meat.
And talk about why Trump ain't got no black folk on his cabinet.
And then you wanted me to vote for a pretend black person.
Somebody else that say you don't need that much.
Man, y'all don't understand, bro. This man ran off, man. Me and my son, I'm my clothes in my car. Nigga, I'm working out of my car. My son, I'm taking him to his auntie house back and forth. I'm like, I'm finna get this money. I'm finna go. Everything I make, I'm going to put on me an apartment for me and my son to have a place to stay. This dude runs off with my fucking money, get mad, text him about not paying me what he's supposed to pay me. Next thing you know, I promise y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. The devil will trick you into doing some shit that you know. Doing some shit you know that's gonna land you in a place that you can't do nothing about, man.
Right.
Yeah, the strength to overthink that because so many mornings I woke up, man, I finna go. I got my pistol. I say, man, I finna go sit up by this job. I see this nigga with this truck. I'm finna do what I gotta do. Cause I felt played. But God,
Yeah.
you know what? Everything that man took from me, and God that gave it back. Oh man.
And he will, man. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I saw and I understand when they say no weapon form shall prosper, that's the truth. You know, if God is with you, can't nobody be against you, man. Nobody. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
And believe it or not, y'all, remember what it says. It's got to form.
Right.
That means it's got to be put in place. It's got to go through the steps of forming. And the reason why it didn't you didn't feel what we all deserve, because we all deserve hell, but God spares us and he gives us more grace and a little bit more mercy each day. So when that weapon is trying to form, that's when God intervenes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and Big Vi, I'm listening to you and what you saying about, what happened to you. And a lot of times, one thing that I can safely say is when I was going through my changes earlier this year, man, I feel like that me coming on and doing the lives that I was doing, man, it saved me. Because it gave me a purpose. And I knew that I was doing something that was right, something that needed to be done, had to be done. And God sees that. He sees your works. And he knows that when you're doing it with a clean heart, and you have no agenda. I'm not trying to get rich off of no damn YouTube or X or whatever. I just want to tell the truth. And I've been in the situation where you was, man. I've been homeless, to the point where I had to ask God, please forgive me for things that I know I did and the things that I don't even know I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be genuine in my heart. And I heard his voice, and he told me I could turn your life around just like that. And just like that, he did it. So when I went through what I was going through recently, I had to revisit that moment in order to understand that, hey, God is doing this to mold me and make me tough and make me be able to deal with life's trials and tribulations, because this ain't the last thing that I'm gonna go through. Ain't the last thing you gonna go through. We
No,
all gonna go through
we
something.
all gonna do it. We all gonna go through it. And the thing about it is, once you know it's coming, you know you're gonna go through it. You just gotta prepare yourself and get yourself together and get, like you say, you gotta get your house in order,
Yeah.
as the old folks say. You know,
I,
a
But you
lot of
know
lot
what?
of lot of people like to sweep. I can't go sweeping at somebody else's doorstep with that.
Hmm.
Thank you.
You
I,
know what I'm
And,
saying?
and you know what? That's why when you sow good seeds, you reap good seeds.
Hmm.
Whatever you sow, you shall reap.
Hmm.
And my thing is that's why it's so important. You have a lot of these other platforms that are just gossiping, platforms and just downing and degrading, each other as our culture wise. But it's all about reaching one and teaching one, because
Hmm.
if we don't, if and I say this because I'm not for tearing nobody down, or because at the end of the day, the same mouth that I put on somebody is
Hmm.
the same thing that, God's going to hold me accountable for. It might not be through the things that we feel like, oh, well, I said something about whatever you sow. You don't even want your kids to reap it. So it's
Hmm.
just about planting, good soil, sowing good seeds so you will reap the benefits and the good, and reap the harvest. Because if you plant bad seeds, your harvest won't, you can't expect for your harvest to grow.
Hmm.
And that's
We
why
all
I look at
learn.
what happened with Kels, man. so many bad seeds were planted, and they expected. And if these people are expecting this man to live the rest of his life inside of that cell, they got to be out their fucking mind. You didn't do it the right way.
Thing coming.
You didn't go
the thing coming, brother. There's no
But
way.
the sad part that they don't see, Vi, is that everything that you did to set. I mean, we've seen these people go to the extreme of setting this thing up to where they really believe in their little infinite mind that they got it sold so well to where they believe that they are untouchable. But believe you me, it may not be you. It may be your children or your children's children, but you're going to see that day again. It's coming up again. And we have witnessed these people literally lie on this man. Because a lot of these people, Rob was like, I don't even know who are these people? Where they come from?
Brother Mule still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I was just about to say, I know he said he got to go to work in the morning.
Yeah, come on. I want to hear you, baby.
With what we said, I know you didn't gather something in your belly over there. I'm listening.
Just go on and let it out.
And Unc also have been having, his own challenges as well, man. And and we gotta keep Unc in our prayers as well. We gotta keep all of us each other's prayers. And Unc already know, man, one thing when Unc first came to this channel and me and him had the conversation for the first time, it was like, damn, man, it felt like a real uncle. And he knows I'll come to Chicago, I'm calling. And one thing Uncle do, hospitality on point. All right, nephew, here I am, man. This is where I'm at. Man, for a man to trust you like that, bring you in his dwelling, show you that's a lot, man.
That's God.
I can't wait for you to come across that doggone state line and hit nap.
I'll tell you, it's gonna happen.
I can't wait. It's gonna be crazy. I'm telling you. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be doing live. So I'm telling you,
man. Look,
and y'all, we need to keep Black CEO in our prayers too.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I pray for my man's man and hope he be all right.
Yeah, I want to ask nephew about our brother Dean Bella.
Oh man, y'all didn't get the pictures. I talked to Dean.
No.
Man.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. Yeah, I saw him.
I talked to Dean, and he was in good spirit, and he's supposed to call me one of these days, probably over the weekend, maybe. But when I talked to him, he was in good spirit. He said he got 2026 though. There, I'm like, whoo, man.
So let me ask you this here, Vi. Is he legal citizen?
He in New York somewhere.
But I'm asking if is he in the federal or state?
State. He upstate.
Okay.
Yeah, he in upstate New York. So
okay.
Jail, but he was in good spirit, laughing and talking. I told him, man, you gotta stay your ass out of shit, man, because he did get into something. He lost his phone privileges for like a month or so. So
wow.
I said, man, you'd have me put money on the phone for a whole month, then you can't even talk on it. But that's the real young bull of the crew. But I told him, man, you got to change your mindset, man. Get home to these babies, man. You got kids out here, you can't do nothing for them while you inside that place, So, but most definitely, man. I'll make sure next time I talk to him, I'll be trying to hoping I'll be at home when he calls so I can do the live, so y'all be able to hear him and holler at him or whatever. But I did let him know everybody, been asking about him and keeping him in the prayer. I do look out, send packages or whatever, when I can. So, and that's pretty much that. We just on the waiting game with our bro.
All right, yo, I'm gonna jump off because I gotta get prepped, y'all. So I appreciate you for having me on the panel. You know what I'm saying? To all of y'all in the chat, everybody on the panel, man, come holler at your boy. You know what time it is. Y'all know where I'm at. Provoke Thoughts Live. You look me up, I'm right there for you. So
Gotcha,
All
baby.
right, you have a good night, brother.
I'm gonna check y'all out.
Okay.
I'm gonna need all y'all on the everybody on this panel. I'm gonna need to see y'all. Except for Muse, you gotta go to work. But everybody else, I need to see y'all.
Okay.
Okay. All right, in a minute.
All right.
Now there is at Jerusalem by the ship a pool which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda,
Bethesda.
by fortune. Now to skip down, I'm gonna skip down to verse 5. And a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years. When Jesus saw him lie and knew that he had been now at a long time. Now, it says, when Jesus saw him, Jesus saw him laying there, it says, knew that he had been there a long time. Now, it said he had been there for 38 years.
Yes, yes.
He's only lived 33 years to accomplish what he accomplished, which is speaking to his deity,
Yes.
the Son of God, the third person
The
of
third
God,
person. Yes.
the second person of God. It's speaking to that. So here's the question. Is that speaking to Jesus' deity, who he was and his assignment? And Jesus only lived 33 years. And it said the man had been there laying on that mat, paraplegic, for 38 years. And then Jesus turns around and asks the man, this is the King James Version, will thou be made whole?
whole.
Now you can go to the New King James Version and it'll say well. I like the way the King James put it in the original text because that well, I want you to hold on to that. WHOLE. Now, why would you ask this man? No disrespect to Jesus. You could have cut through all of that. You had already know he had been there, and it said around him were people who was withered, lame, blind. See, the company that you keep can either be a aid to help in your purpose and your calling, or it can be a distraction to take you off your God assignment.
Help us, Holy Ghost.
You could be blind. You can have family members, friends. You could be in a romantic relationship. You could be in a career. But what was holding this man here for 38 years? Says, sir, when the water is troubled, I don't have nobody to help me stack down. I try to move and support myself and somebody else step down. Jesus ignored all that. So why would you ask him that? You could have, like, that made the situation worse. Like, you ain't got no sympathy. Like, you could have just healed the man. Why you taking him through all of that? There was an experiment where they took this frog and they put it in some water, turned the heat up. He followed around and he could get around and on, you know what I mean, and got uncomfortable for a little bit. And he's all, but then he adjusted. They turned the fire up some more. He followed around and it was uncomfortable and all, you know, all that anxiety, but he adjusted. They kept doing that until they boiled him. See, the first time in that particular situation you was in, because of your mindset, oh, he just raised his voice, but you adjusted. Next time, y'all got in each other's personal space, and the volume probably raised some more, but you adjusted. Another time it got so heated, probably that he pushed you. but you adjust it. And you keep on making adjustments to those things that God's trying to move, but because of the mindset. So Jesus was asking them, in other words, I can physically heal you. Paraphrasing, I'm the Messiah. I can heal you. But the real cause of why you've been here for 38 years, almost 40 years. Why I'm saying 40 years? Because if you go back in history and Bible, in the history of the Bible, especially if you look in the Old Testament, 40 years is a generation. How many people you know that every time a family reunion come around or a different gathering, this holiday is, how many generations have just been in the bloodline? This mindset, this belief system, withered, halt, blind, infirmity. You're spiritually sick.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get well.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus could have physically healed them. It would have been nice. But Jesus asked him, will thou be made whole? Not just physically. I need you to trace back what you was influenced by, what impacted you in your childhood that you still dealing today with as a grown man, a grown woman.
Mm.
You don't take accountability because it was avoided in the atmosphere that you was impacted by. So I want to heal you physically. I would love to do that. But first, I want to address the sin that has been keeping you in this situation for 30 days. Because if you go down to verse 14, Jesus found him in the temple. Said, see, you have been made well. Go and sin no more. That a work will come upon you. So before we speak out and say anything, we got to really go and get into intimate connection in this long one with God so we can get some discernment before we put our mouth on somebody's case and their situation and their circumstances. Because you don't know what's behind that. You looking from the surface, addressing the surface. Will thou be made whole? The whole person he wanted to address. The whole person. So Jesus said, and I yield back, because when I present this to you, based on how long you've been here, what you was exposed to around you, because of the company you keep, when you on godly assignment and you striving to be the best version that God put in your DNA, a lot of times you have to cut off family members.
Help us, Holy Ghost.
It ain't because you don't love them and care for them. God has got you such in the sacred, healthy space.
Yeah.
You back to unlearn some things that were impacted from your family tree so that you can relearn some tools that are crucial. And the word of the late Daryl Coley, the song entitled, He's Preparing Me.
He's preparing me.
And right now. He's pruning.
He's pruning me.
He's maturing me. He's getting me. But
ready.
Before God do that, before he can do that, before he presents that to you, he wants to know, are you going to move and get up out of that mindset? So when he said, will not be made whole, he said, well then, so I want to, yeah, Lord, well then take up your bed and walk. Don't cut that
hallelujah.
Remove
Let
that.
it go. Let it go.
Let them people off. Renew your mind. Stop feeding on that garbage that you listening to on the internet. Get in your sacred closet. Remove everything and shut everything down. Come into the secret, most holy of holies. Have an intimacy with me. And I'll give you the service that will pass all understanding. You'll be able to walk in this chaotic world with such a peace that the glory, the Shekinah glory is from you. And because of that,
all understanding.
When you step in the room, people get upset. Why they get upset? Really you have become whole. You have just healed your inner spirit, your whole belief system. The way you information has been touched by above. And now, those same individuals, because of how they was moving, was getting over, and people was viewing them a certain way, and they was getting they lit. But now that you come on the scene, making songs like, I believe I can fly. Prayer changes things.
He saved me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he disturbed the demonic forces now.
Mm-hmm.
Because they was getting over people. Because look what's around you.
Mm-hmm.
God had to like circumstances, hardship, look bad enough that it pulls you away. Because you're not going to overstep the free will and your power of choice. But he will create and allow the enemy to do so much, like he did Job. You just can't take his life. But
Hallelujah.
you can touch everything you have.
Everything, but not his soul.
That was never about Job. That was about God's character and his justice.
Yes.
God looked at a man called Job and knew his integrity was so intact. He can tell the enemy, touch everything he got, even his money, his wealth, his resources, even his wife, even his children. How many of your children would you give up?
Hallelujah.
And sacrifice for some more? There's some things in life, nephew, they're just unreplaceable. But until your mindset is touched, see, we want to be, we want to eat things. Hey, man, if I could just get out there. No. Yeah. Can't get out. But I want his mind to be touched and renewed from above.
Yes.
Oh, in the spirit. That's a lesson for all of us. Not just on the surface, not just a form. That was the reason why Jesus cursed the fig tree. Research the Mediterranean area, how it was in that time. Because it produces leaves. Leafy leaves. It was perpetrating. It had a form that it was God. America was founded on biblical principles and gotten away from it. Found wanting now. You was a Christian nation at one point in time, but you've been perpetrating. Because when I sit in that dialogue with you, I have a fellowship with you. There's nothing from within. You're not whole. You're not whole. You're not touched mentally, emotionally, physically, socially, economically, community-wise. None of that. But we just want to be touched from on the outside so that it feels like we're good. We're doing well. Hey, man, you see when I'm riding up here, bro? Hey, man, I got that new job, bro. Hey, man, guess where I stay now, bro? But my inner character hasn't been touched from above. Without hope, the complete person. Jesus could have physically healed him and went on about his business. But there was a reason. So he had to the soul first. He had to address that, take care of that issue. Then once he did that, get out that situation. Walk away from that situation. Remove yourself from that atmosphere.
Yes. Go and sin no more.
Yeah, boy, straight from the Bible, man. And if you don't believe it, you know what I'm saying, you need to try it.
John chapter 5.
My cousin told me I had a cousin, older cousin. I used to be one of those ones who, got caught up in the hype with, man, don't believe that, man. Don't believe that Bible, man. And man, this, then, the third. And I guess I felt like that because I guess I was expecting to read something that projected what I was actually seeing in the real time, and not understanding that when it comes to God word, it ain't a real time thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the way that you interpret it. You have to correlate it to what's going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? And my cousin, he told me, say, man, you know, he said, you know, Holy Bible is only an acronym. I'm like, he said, you know what it means? I'm like, no, I don't. I thought it Holy Bible. I mean, you know, that's how. You know what the word mean. The words mean. And I'm like, no. He and he broke it down, and he said he only left you basic instructions before leaving Earth.
And he said he's gonna leave us the comforter.
And he say so. When he say basic instruction, that means you have to be able to
discern.
But see, that requires intimacy.
Intimacy, yes, Lord.
Drawing closer to the Father by your human choice. See, we got a free will and a power of choice.
Yes.
God force you. The kingdom of Satan is about force and all this other negative connotation to it. But the Lord wants us to respond out of an attitude of gratitude.
Attitude of gratitude.
Love response. Because I believe and I know that He is the missing piece to my jigsaw puzzle on this planet.
My brother, you just said something right there. The response. He loved for us to respond. And I said something, and I don't, and only two people really caught what I said when I said it. When you had two people in the audience that says Jesus is Lord, and the other one said Christ is King, what's the response? Your response is supposed to be amen. But instead, your response was, you at the wrong rally. So we cut off our own blessings. We could be right there at that point where God is getting ready to bless us. But because we are not in that intimate relationship with Him, we cut off where He's trying to take us.
And if someone don't know Him,
hey,
I don't expect that response from them. It's those of us, whether you have backslidden, whether your life has not been aligned and up, you had a relationship, it's not where you think it should be. All of these things, you're not interested in none of that. The day you hear, whenever that time is, when it's a circumstances, a situation, whatever that happens, and it struck your brain like Pop said, then he said, like he was telling that man at the pool of Bethesda, I need you to move. When I say this, I need you to respond on what I'm saying. That's how he was healed and made whole. He responded when Jesus said, take up your bed and walk. Get out that situation you've been in for all those decades. Separate yourself from your family. You know they toxic. You love them from a distance because they not healed. They still dealing and feeding on trauma. They're in darkness. So you got to make sure you standing on solid foundation of my word and my principles, because it's going to be a dog fight to try to rip that from you. So you got to make sure you really all in about this thing, that you real, that you thorough, you standing 10 toes deep in this, because it's a bullseye going to be on your back.
All times.
When you walking for kingdom purposes, people going to hate your name and he see you come around. Those demons get agitated.
They tremble.
Because of the light in you, not you, but the and a lot of
God
people
in you.
They withdraw and back down. They're not able to stand because there was intimacy. It was a form. It was an outer. That was the issue that the religious leader had back then. So when Jesus was talking about is having an intimate and getting to know Him personally, so the second person of the Godhead had to come down and show himself like that, what God is like. They was upset about that because they was getting over and was on the lick by the form. All the stuff they made up, all this added ridiculous stuff. And Jesus came down and made it so simple that children articulated what he said. He was still in a thunder. Just what you see today. It's the same spirit. It ain't nothing changed. It's that way.
Yes.
But Joshua said in Joshua 24:15, as for me and my house,
we're going to serve the Lord.
We're going to serve the Lord.
It's a decision. But when you make that decision, when you say that and you make that decision, nephew prayed the other night. Lord, I may not have did just like that, but I just, that was a powerful prayer. I said in the text about it. Once you make up your mind and you all in this time around, I'm all in, or I'm shedding that, I'm all in. I'm locked in now. Immediate disruption from the pit of hell coming at you. So you should, like Pac said at our close, we don't shed tears, we shed blood.
Hey.
Do you still want to be a thug?
Yes, Lord.
The same principle applies. You sure you want this? Because I had to go to the cross for this.
No cross, no crown.
You sure you want this? Because you know you would deny yourself to pick up your cross. You know what that is? When Jesus said, pick up your cross, it's an invisible cross. That means your human will, your free will, and your power of choice, you have to surrender that every moment of your life until Jesus comes, because you're still in this flesh body, and it always wants to rise its ugly head to disorder God and go against God's plan. So because you still clothing this, and even though you're born again, even though you're getting more life, you're studying, you're growing and maturing God, you still have to, like Paul said, I must keep my body under subjection. I have to deny myself. I have to submit my will to his will. That's the only way I'm going to be able to navigate through this crazy madness that you see. Because alone as a human, the enemy will wipe me out.
Yes.
So I have to slow down. I have to slow down and stay in sync with God's steps. So when he showed me the red flags, there's not a blur. I got real clarity. My vision is good. Be blessed, y'all. I have to lay it down, nephew.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. I needed that word.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Mr.
I needed that.
That's
I'll let you later, J-Rock.
All right, Nishimo, J-Rock.
All right, chat family. Be blessed.
Family.
Be blessed.
And George, y'all here tonight, kicking it with us. DV, wow. DV, man, hit me up tomorrow, man. Cookie, everybody, man, that I saw, man. We gonna try to get this thing back going, man. And
appreciate you once again, man.
Oh man, yes, I appreciate you for coming, man. We had a packed house. We had 9 people on here, man.
Man, we hadn't had that in a long time.
Yeah, man, it's been
that was a blessing.
That's God, man, showing me that everything that was done back then wasn't done in vain. You know, people, when you real and when you do it the right way, man, people gonna always show up for you. You know, and that's just how it is, man. So with we may not have the algorithm with us right now, but when we get it to going, it'll come, the people gonna show. And and the biggest thing we want to do is make sure we we reach somebody, we teach somebody, and keep Rob's name alive with the injustice that happened to this brother.
Yes.
Keep speaking on it. I know they probably felt like they defeated us because we all had to go through our own battles that we had to deal with in order to become strong enough to come out here and speak for Rob. See, ain't no such thing as a weak soldier, man. If you're weak, you can't. What can you do? Who can you help if you don't have to do it? But I think we've been refueled. Everybody that got their mind, back right. Getting close to being back to a point to where we can come out and re-energize this fight. And I think we could be the crew to bring life back into this fight. And
Yes.
we just change the detail of how we attack it, and I think everything is going to work out, and I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot more positive, as it always have been positive over on this side. But we're gonna make it a lot more positive, and just try to be consistent with it until we see the results that we want to see. Man, you already know you in my prayers. Every day, every morning. You know what I'm saying? Just wanting the best for you, man. You're a real OG that put in the time, and like I say, from the moment we clicked, man, it ain't haven't been nothing but positivity and inspiration. So I want you to know that, man. I really appreciate you, your words, your prayers, your messages, checking in on me. And sometimes, you don't know how much that means to a person. Nisa Mo always looking, checking in, asking is everything good, asking everything all right. Because I tell people, man, this battle, if it wasn't for y'all, because family, family is family. They just assume you're okay, but they never ask. You
Right.
Shout out to the people that ask. Shout out to the people that just do. You know what I'm saying? Don't you need some, hey, I did something for you, man. I hope it can help you. And guess what? I thank each and every one of y'all for that, man, because everything you all do and done has been very much appreciative and needed. Um so with that being said, shout out to the chat again. Like I said, man, we can't make it happen without the chat family. And shout out to everybody who support us and support the channel, support Rob, the movement. And we gonna get back to giving people something to be proud about, something to go talk about when it comes to this platform. I did just get my StreamYard back tonight, so I look forward to putting stuff back on the screen and going over, videos, documentations, and
Right.
it just it reinforming people, man. Because we been the truth. We gonna be the truth. It ain't nothing but the truth, and we gonna keep doing it, keep
Let me
bringing it.
say this, let me say this, nephew. Because we're in this current climate in this world of good and evil, it's a dog fight. And what side we choose to be on is going to determine
Mm.
our eternal destiny. The highest worship that God requires from us, a lot of
Mm.
us, the highest worship, not
Mm.
music, not your singing ability.
Mm.
The highest form of worship is found
Mm.
in 5, verse 8. Though he was a son, talking about Christ Jesus, the second person
Mm.
of God, though he was a son, yet he learned obedience
Obedient.
by the things which he suffered. So the highest form of worship that we can render to God is obedience and trusting what he said is absolutely so. That's where our first parents dropped the ball in the Garden of Eden. But redemption and salvation was implemented. Jesus had compassion as he looked down the course of time from our first parents and saw that his sacrifice will
Mm.
bring hope and salvation. It's a free gift. All you got to do is choose to accept it, and then he'll navigate
Yes.
you through the necessary adjustments and the changes, and it'll touch everything in your life. But make no misunderstanding, it will be a dogfight until he put an end to evil and the originator of evil, Satan himself. It will be a dogfight. But greater
Mm.
God is in us than all of that that's in this world. Y'all be blessed. We're
Be
hollering, nephew.
blessed. Love
All
you
right.
guys.
Love you. I'm
Love you.
out.
Bye bye.
I
See
got
you
have a good
guys
one.
Next time,
later.
till next time, I'm
All
gonna
right.
go All right, everybody. Appreciate you all for coming. We're gonna go over on Provoke Thoughts. He finna do a live at 10 o'clock. We're gonna go check out Provoke Thoughts live at 10 o'clock. And we'll see y'all back probably Friday. All right.